Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Alex. And I'm very much looking forward to this, Hugo. Now, obviously, we had the touch upon how for this Devils.one lineup, this is going to be their first LAN debut with this squad, right? But I actually got to see them play back in Montreal, DreamHack Montreal, at the end of 2018. Obviously, that was before they added in Diker. They were still Deicher. They were still playing under the Kingwin banner, right? But there, they actually won that event. They bested Ents in the grand finals in a 2-0 fashion, and that was just a few months before Ents went on that big run at the major. Now, obviously, a lot can change in a couple of months, but that's still a pretty big victory for the Kingwin guys to have taken at that point in time. Now, as I recall, also at that event, they were able to best Ago. I think that was in the semi-finals they played there. So, yeah, I mean, I think for me, this Devils.one roster is a very interesting one, right? It's a chance for Taz's revenge. That's kind of what it's been, as he's built this team of youngsters up. And, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm very excited to see how they do. I don't think many teams can sleep on them here.
Without a doubt, I feel like Group B is a really interesting one. It's kind of like a polar opposite to Group A, because in Group A we had both Optic and Nord. I guess Optic would be the good example of lots of known players recently put into this roster. This is quite a different one. This is Devils.one, who have been grinding, who've been pracking for some time now, coming into this event with a lot of preparation, I'm sure. And now they want to show us what they got here, Harry. But no other than FaZe on the other side. Not an easy opposition to face. Fast Ivy play for Devils.one to start. It's going to be 3 players with the Glocks, and already Nico taking the head off one. It's Olaf at the back of Ivy, tries to keep things alive, but no armor on him. Got to fall back, luckily enough. FaZe, they have it under lock. 4-on-2 here, winning the early duels, and Devils.one just taking straight up aim fights with Glocks are not going to be favoring them.
Now, everyone falling within a matter of seconds, and this leaves Rowland and Deicher left standing. Now, these two have been 2 of the top performers for Devils.one as of late, but it's just not going to get to see a glimpse of that in this pistol round, as they do get shut down. FaZe able to pick that up and get off to a good start here over on their CT side.
And as Chad was saying on the desk, Devils.one, they may have the preparation, they may have the strategy, but when it comes to individuals, FaZe are going to beat you in every category, as shown by that round. I mean, little utility usage, if any, from the Ts, and FaZe just tap them down with the USPs.
Yeah, this Group B is a very interesting one, right? We have a couple of unknown quantities in here, Devils.one being one of them. And for me, I think they're a team that could definitely look to upset here. I don't know if you're looking to necessarily win the group. Obviously, it would be phenomenal if you do. But I don't think a 2nd or 3rd place is too out of the realms of possibility here for this Devils.one roster.
For sure. I mean, we've got a couple of grinding teams, Harry, Heroic being one of them as well. I mean, these guys have been putting clearly a lot of preparation as well coming into this event. So I think this is maybe not one of the most competitive groups, but one of the most interesting groups that we have here. Maybe even you could make an argument for the 2nd most competitive. It all really depends if these teams that we expect to show up do. But for now, that's not going to happen. It's just Glocks. It's just pistols here for these Ts, and a bit of a field day for FaZe. Nico finding another one down Ivy. 5-on-3. The poles all moving up towards Ivy now to group and go for a push together, but with no utility, this is going to be a very easy fight for FaZe to take. As I say that, though, they leave Ivy open. Olaf is going to be jutting between the 2, but this MP9 not known for its range. Ooh.
Yeah, Olaf's not keen on peeking back into that, but you've got Nico here, and he's a pretty terrifying man to try and deal with. The drone takes on to the dome as well. So actually, this pistol's finding a little bit... Ooh, they're going to lose another. Rowland. 1v3, 2 of these players tagged down very low, and now he's retrieved at M4, so there's definitely a chance for him to find some damage at the very least. The issue is the aim punch. Going to prove to just be a little too much there as he goes blow for blow with Guardian. So FaZe will move on to their 2nd round. We get to see that AWP board out early over here on the side of FaZe. Guardian's got his in already. We saw him just take the USP in that round there, so he was looking to pick that up as soon as humanly possible.
I love that strat. I love it when teams pull that out. It can sometimes come back to bite you if you get rushed by a force buy, for example, and are left with a pistol. But in those rounds where your teammates just pick up the pieces and you get the early AWP, this is going to be very hard for Devils.one to get round. They've got no sniper of their own and only limited utility considering it's the first T-side buy. Smokes on 4. And already setting up for this default on the T-side. They've spread their players all around the map. We've got Ivy, Boxhalls, everywhere but Pop Dog. That's held by Rain right now down below. Devils.one just prodding and probing for the time being, trying to work out this setup of the CT side. Those windows being broken outside the box as well to set up for an A execute, and it may come through. Meniz has found himself very deep on Ivy, but pushed ahead. Olaf is going to be ready. He spots the barrel of the gun, shoots early. Meniz, helped out by the utility, going to come out through Ivy. The molly does slow him down, and this allows Guardian ample time to set up with the AWP.
And he's just honing his sights in, his Guardian, on this Ivy wrap. Flashes out from main. Duo pull his attention away for the time being. Nice. Trying to open up, but it's going to be Maz and Rowland to find two very, very quickly. Throwing this into a bit of chaos now for FaZe. It's Rain barreling out from the pop dog to pluck one more from the ranks of Devils. And now this bomb looking to go down on the back of Maz inside of the bomb site here. It's a Dren holding close by connector that, ooh, he gets spotted. His elbows have betrayed him.
Oh, the timing.
Ooh, trying to fake the plant. Does draw the peaks. The issue is when he's not really in a spot to help out, and he's just going to back away. Look to take this AWP with him, and that will be FaZe straight back in with a third round. So not going to show any signs of faltering yet.
One thing we are seeing from FaZe already in the CT side is very, very heavy presence on Ivy. They consistently are rotating players between it, and we've had 3 different people fight Ivy in these last 3 rounds. Some of them even at the same time. So definitely keep your eyes on that. And FaZe's Ivy control this round allowed NiKo to hide within the bomb site at the back of the site. They knew they weren't being wrapped from the T-spawn. And Devils.one, as you said, trying to go for the plant, or at least the fake, and getting peeked out by NiKo. Caught off guard, and now on pistols. They did save the AWP, that's one note, and it could be used to open up this B bomb site that currently sits with only one sole defender, that's a Dren. FaZe trying to take matters into their own hands with a pop flash down Ivy, and Olafmeister, bad timing on his part. He gets caught by a T flashbang as well, but that's fine. They'll just give it up. Devils.one are nowhere near towards the A site right now. So if anything, that one flash from Rallen has denied FaZe a lot of info, but off the back of it, they're still going to rotate a second over towards B. Guardian's here with the AWP, finding a cheeky little spot, and he's going to watch upper.
And this is quite the off angle from Guardian. Smoker to fall down the ramp, and that baits out that one Molotov early from a Dren. Guardian still here with an incendiary of his own, can look to slow this down when the push comes in. Any form of relief is still a little ways away, though, when this B play looks to come through. The man that can certainly have something to say about it is going to be Rain on this flank, but you're relying heavily on Guardian and a Dren to hold down this B bomb site. Guardian will be able to secure the first man. Taz up in the rafters, trying to do what he can, but he's not quite able to get past the Dren. And for Meniz, a 1v4 not looking likely. FaZe a 4-0 start here, as they're keeping these rounds very, very clean indeed. Obviously off the back of the win just recently out in Miami. So they're coming into this on high spirits. And for Devils.one, their map pick not getting off to the best of starts.
Nope.
But a buy is at least available here.
Yeah, this is the best they've had so far, and they've still not even had the AWP on a rifle round. They picked it up in the previous buy, but not the same as being able to use it to go for that early pick. Now FaZe sit 4-0 up, giving a lot of respect to their opponents. We haven't seen any crazy aggression from FaZe, but this is where things might change. Heavy B setup for the 3 of the CT side. Dren's pushed up the ramp, and he's got the AWP behind him to support. Great utility from these Ts, but are they aware of the double setup? The AWP is going to take their attention. Flash is there. Dren tries to bail him out, but only gets one. Devils.one, that's a good awareness of the possibility of that push from FaZe. Not only do they throw the molly to cut off the upper peak, but also having the nades and flashbangs to get Guardian off the angle, allowing them to isolate a Dren, puts us in a 4-on-4 nice and early on here in this round. Question is to FaZe start to aggress off the back of this early B presence, try and take T-con control, get a bit of information to allow for another rotate. NiKo seems to be doing so. He's hearing these footsteps as well. He knows the Devils.one are now at least somewhat rotating players towards the T-spawn, so he's going to back off. In the meantime, it's just Rallen. He's watching for the CT aggression, making sure that FaZe haven't got them completely isolated within B. Faking a T-con take as well with that flashbang will keep NiKo on the edge as the rest of Devil set up for the B execute.
Oh, Rain tries to get that information play up into the halls, and he's been brought down to just 25 points of health on the back of it. Guardian now here to help him out. And 20 seconds left. Devils.one going to try and go for the A play. The issue is you're very much relying on finding these openers now, and the time could be the thing that betrays Devils.one. They do manage to deal with Nico at the very least. That bomb looking to go down. Olaf trying to deny, and he might get there just in the nick of time. Indeed he will. It all falls apart for Devils.one as they try to throw that late A play in to the mix. And there's FaZe to disrupt it. A 5-0 start now over on the CT side of Devils.one map pick.
That definitely didn't seem like the initial game plan for Devils.one. If you're going for that kind of play with 20 seconds left and no split from Ivy or T-Con, that's clearly a last-second call with your mind being changed by some detail. I don't know what made them switch it up so late, but yeah, funneling in through the pop dog into Nico and Olaf. Not exactly a round gone right for the Polish.
Yeah, you imagine it was all on the back of that peek from Rain, perhaps,
he got a lot of info.
Yeah, he spots a bunch of players outside of B, so if you're Devils.one, maybe you're banking on the over-rotation from FaZe. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's even worse.
Yeah, not quite how I thought that was going to transpire by any stretch of the imagination.
But look at FaZe instantly move up. They don't want that gun to get grabbed. They don't want Devils.one to have anything more to play with in this half-by round. So they'll secure the rifle on ramp. Even if they don't move it, just having eyes on it is good enough. And here we go, Harry. This is what we've been waiting for. The no respect from FaZe. The aggression on this CT side. It's taken a few rounds for them to throw it in, but Olaf is wrapping through the spawn. It allows for a full B rotate. Nico should be coming in on the flank, and the push is coming in. Rain hiding in the site, but he's used that spot before. They'll find him. Guardian behind the smoke. Can't stop this bomb from going down, but he might be able to get some kills as these T's get a bit over aggressive. Taz caught moving off the site. Olaf's flank is going to finally come into play. Deitch is close below as well, and Guardian, he might just miss the timing. They're also getting wrapped from Maniz. This is getting awkwardly close for FaZe, and they've walked past each other. Guardian, he has to deal with a man on the site instead, but around the corner, Mouse slips. And this has left Guardian with not a lot of options, not a lot of time, and with the shots being missed as well, it's Olaf alone.
And this is not a round that Devils.one should have ever been winning. FaZe will be kicking themselves that they gave this one up. Guardian tries to use that forward position he's been able to sneak into to his advantage, right? He tries to spot that first player, just misses the timing. You can see he decided eventually, like, okay, I'm just going to take the kill while I've got it. And as he goes to go for it, you know, the timing just moving against him there. That's sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Devils.one find their first round there on the back of that eco. Orb still going to be out for Guardian, and once again, none in hand over on the side of the Devils.
A more A-sided default here as Devils.one just hold for the B aggression. Only Mal's working towards these halls. They are being very careful, methodical, which is what I like. Knowing that at any point, any round, FaZe could take these box halls back for their own. And they have tried to do so in the past, so Devils.one at least remaining aware of that. Miles is going to get himself into position, now joined by Taz. Cheeky little pop flash. I'll go through the windows, I imagine, and straight in Rain goes. Nothing there. But info is power, Harry. A minute on the clock as Devils.one try and bleed out some more utility. And they've done a good job of doing that. There's no more smokes left on this B bomb site. Both of them back towards A as Nico sets up a pop flash for Rain. And look at this information play from FaZe. It's great. They're getting so much control. We may even see another rotate towards B as you now see them setting up once again heavily on Ivy, using more of their utility, knowing that they've got 2 of the 3 spots over on A covered. Rain will stay in T-Con for the time being as these nades get thrown towards B, but it could just be a fake with this bomb coming back through the pop dog.
Oh, Rain actually loses the first contact there in main. And now this A-side fake still being sold, and it's going to yet another kill. The bomb's starting to make its way in toward B, and they've gone by a Dren. He's given up this bomb site, so the info won't be there. But this is where that bomb resides, and now the penny's going to drop. And for FaZe at this point in time, right, you're so disjointed, everyone's so broken up across the map, you don't really know the whereabouts of these Devils.one players, so they will just be looking to try and save. And Rowland could throw a bit of a spanner in the works. Olaf finding that 1 kill. But yeah, it will just be the back off. Adren getting tagged up as well earlier on, so save call looking to come through. Olaf trying to hold on to this AK down in Ivy will be getting chased somewhat by Rowland.
You would think that given the info FaZe had in that round, that they would have somewhat gambled towards the B bomb site, right? They take Pop, they take T-Con for their own with a deep smoke where Adren is right now, and they even get info down Ivy that no one's there, yet they still commit to only 2-player B setup. And Devils.one, they throw A fakes, right? And I think the big kill that changed it was Rain going down in main, because then it looked like the last 20, 30 second A push coming out from Devils.one, but actually a really nice fake from the T's, catches FaZe off guard. The bomb comes out heaven on B, and they get a plant in. FaZe are committed towards the A site. So, yeah, I guess not believing their own information there. And calling for a timeout, trying to work out exactly what the hell just got thrown their way. Because that was a really different way of approaching a rifle round. Now, it had a lot of things, depending on... They were dependent on a lot of details to go their way, and FaZe not to get too aggressive. But given how this map has already gone, that hasn't really been the case. FaZe have been playing very reactively, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. 5-2 up now. A couple of rounds taken by these Ts, but... can they actually put some together now instead of getting instantly crushed back by FaZe's full buys? Should be a yes.
It should be in this round, right? You would certainly hope so. With just these 2 rifles held forward, Olaf's going to be very proactive in getting his ready down here in the pop dog. Molly comes out, so they're going to hear that they've tagged a man up down in the pop, and they know that they've forced Olaf from this position. Going to try and time the double peek into main, and it does actually present the 4-on-4 now for FaZe. They don't look to be ready for Daicha, but Olaf in with his 2nd kill of this round, and we needed to see a big performance from him with one of these 2 scavenged rifles. He's living up to that already. Guardian even able to swoop in and arm himself with the M4. So now for FaZe, it just becomes the question, can they get the read? Can they rotate into this B bomb site in time? If you find Mouse here, maybe there's a chance, but with him dropping into the bomb site, the fate of this round, it should be sealed.
They have a kit, though. They're definitely going to look into it. They're definitely going to give it a go, see if one of these Ts gets aggressive. And if Mouse is caught here, there's an opportunity for FaZe. Guardian again missing the timing, and he'll get caught by Taz in the middle of the site. They don't know Mouse has wrapped them, and as soon as he checks this, that's the round. It's all said and done. 2 kills on the back line for Mouse, and Devils.one. Another rifle round. Good reaction to dive into B once they heard that FaZe had 2 players outside that pop dog. In that 3-on-3, knowing that the majority was set up on the A site. In fact, the entirety of FaZe was. So, free B bomb site for the Polish, and another round taken on this T side. It got a bit awkward with Olaf finding a couple of kills, Harry, but still kept under control. And now no AWP here for the CTs, whereas Maniz, he's got one himself.
Oh, nades exchanged over here in main. But yeah, I'm excited to see how we see Devils.one now play with that added versatility, the AWP over on Maniz, right? He was a pretty hot prospect within the Polish scene for a little while. A couple of people having him pegged along with the likes of Mihu to move into that VP team when we saw it kind of crumble apart. Now, we haven't really seen all too much from him. It's really been Mouse over here on the side of the pole stepping up thus far. But do be sure to bear Maniz in mind. Now, Olaf peeked through the bit of the gap in that smoke, at least initially. Now the shots raiding in from Daicha, he'll at least get the info that there are players over in Ivy. And this is looking like it's just going to culminate in the A split here for Devils.one. They've got Ivy control, they've got main control, no one over towards Pop. So it will be the Ivy main split here.
They've got to watch out for Rain this time. Last time they smoked the Pop Dog, he dived out and got a kill from it. So As FaZe set up to do the exact same thing, Devils.one execute. They run down Olaf. They've got a smoke close to Econ, so Nico got to move. Molly at his feet drops the bomb with 25 on the clock. This could get dangerous. Nico with another, finally getting shot in the backline, but here's where Rain emerges. The danger from the pop dog. And 18 seconds on the clock to do it. One tap to Maniz, takes down the AWP, and Rallen is still smoked off. They know where he is, and he has just got no time, Harry. This round is done. Rain will make it so. And it seems like despite Devils.one knowing that Rain will continually take the pop dog and even smoking it off from the T-spawn, never are attentive to its position. That's the second time they've been caught out from the pop push. 6-3 for FaZe Clan. They even take the AWP as well off the body of a Maniz, so talk about profit.
Yeah, Guardian's just laughing all the way to the bank because he gets that free upgrade from this round. Even had to drop over one of his teammates, so we do see a fall by from either side of the equation. The issue that FaZe are going to have, that one coming down to the 2v2 doesn't leave the money in a great spot. And they don't have that buffer that Devils.one have been able to build up initially, which is still having a bit of that loss bonus in check. This time, we see them very dominant over here towards Pop Dog from Daicha. He's plucked Nico from the ranks of FaZe. He's going to go barreling through that Molotov that falls, and it's Rain to try and step up once again. Now, he's been locking down this A-bomb site, and Rain, in with 3. That's the bomb dropped at his feet, and he's going to keep on pushing. He's looking for more. He's foaming at the mouth, and Taz makes some noise from behind. That allows Mouse to step up and finally deal with Rain. Guardian does shut down Taz inside of the bomb site, so it's Mao's 1v2 required here. The bomb still dropped back in main. He's got to look for that as the time ticks on down. That's some information where Guardian lies, and does manage to deal with him. Now the 1v1, it's Mao's versus Olaf. This bomb still dropped in 30 seconds. Olaf going for the long rotation. This might be the play.
Yeah, and so well timed as well, instantly. Mouse is focused on old bomb and back Ivy. He surely won't be ready for such a quick comp play. Olaf holds for the rotate towards B, and Mouse may actually give him the satisfaction close towards the bomb train. No, he'll just go for the full plant, not the fake. Olaf moves in, and timing couldn't be better for him because Mouse just looks away. Olaf gets the kill, and FaZe win the round. That's actually really good from Olaf as well. The reason that's so sick is because Olaf is deep in the connector, Mouse watches connector as he goes for the plant, and as soon as there's not an instant peek off the noise cue, he looks away going, okay, he can't be connector because he would have already peeked me, and then that's when Olaf goes for the fight. So he gives up the bomb plant, but he wins the round. So 7-3 up for FaZe and a tactical timeout for Devils. I know we're early days as well, Harry, but I want to talk about how well Olaf's been playing in this game so far. He's had some very crucial rounds towards that A-bomb site. And, you know, in this FaZe roster, coming back since his injury, I think he's had a very rough few months. So nice to see him having a good game here to start things off. And, of course, on LAN as well in Leicester, UK, this season of Pro League. No asterisks next to it, Harry.
Very motivational clap there, just to get you in it. I tell you what, I want to see a bit more from Maniz, right? You know, I was kind of harping on him a bit, you know, hyping him up early on, and he hasn't really been delivering just yet. Now, we haven't seen the AWP in his hand all too much. But in the rounds that he has had it, we haven't really seen some of these vintage Maniz clips that we used to get. So he's got it again here. Only one flashbang behind it. You can see he's taking it with him over towards this B side of the map initially. Only a Dren at this side of things, now joined by Guardian. So likely not going to get the aggressive peak that they were perhaps banking on to try and secure them the man advantage here. And so you look at the minimap right now, while Devils.one have secured this B side of things, you know, they've cleared out the upper halls, they've got the info that there's no one here. It's Olaf, who we've just switched to now, slowly but surely creeping up through Ivy. He's got all the information from this. 3 players stacked up for FaZe inside of the B-bomb site. They've been read like a book here.
Flashes in. Well timed with Rain's own, because they're going to get caught by it. A couple of kills coming through. Dren finding the first blood and dropping that bomb, and Rain's going to move into the site, not allow them to get this bomb towards the branch spot. 2 more for Rain as he sits on 3 in the round. And Maniz, Harry, if there was ever a time for a vintage performance, this would be it. But getting wrapped from Olaf, shot in the back as well. He's not given the room to move. 33 HP as the AWP tags him through the wall. And surely this is too much to ask for. Oh.
Oh, he tries to fake the jump up. It divides Olaf's attention, and back to back. Manice through the smoke has plugged Olaf from this round. A 1v3, now turned 1v2. The bomb plant will come in here for Manice. And he's got some time to work with. Rain's pressuring him. He's gone for the main plant. Now he does get spotted there by Guardian. Goes back to fight. Damage done. Manice trying to get up on top of the train for a bit more vision. Was looking to try and deal with Guardian while he knew where he was. And he'll get dropped. So FaZe at 8th round. They recover that, what was a 3-on-1, turned 2v1 post-plant nicely.
But what a fake jump from Manice as well. I love that. I mean, that's the kind of play that if you pull in a pug, it won't work because no one's going to know what you're doing. But up against the best players in the world, he makes a jump. Olaf thinks he's wrapped from the stairs up to that little railing and then takes his eye off the smoke for just a second, and that's all Manice needed. So I would say don't try it at home, but watch the pros do it instead. 8-3 up here for FaZe. This has been a really entertaining game so far, Harry, to start off this group stage of Group B here in Leicester. Another full rifle round for Devils with no AWP, sadly. I was hoping to see more of that from Manice. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more opportunity in the future as this game progresses. Oh my god, Olaf, give him a break. Ah, that'll do.
Yeah, Olaf, he finally gets quelled on this aggression in through Ivy. That's one of the first times Devils have had to actually spot this Olaf player going so aggressive. So they finally figured out how FaZe have been getting the majority of this information. It's looking like this is going to culminate in the A play. They go barreling out past Rain, but this time he's only good for one. All the pressure going to fall onto the back of Nico now. And he's a man who's very cool and collected in these high-pressure situations. They finally flush him out. And this leaves Guardian in the 1v2. On the bomb train, he's dealt with the first man. Tries to flick onto Maus. Missed shot the first time around. Knows that he's still here. Takes one to the chest. Flash over the top, but Guardian's hunting, and he's going to find them both. So FaZe a 9th round. Guardian with the 1v2. Anytime things are looking good for Devils, we've got someone on the FaZe clan roster to step up and shut it down.
And that's kind of what we fear coming into this game, Harry has said. You know, individuals just being one step too good. And, you know, T-side of train, certainly not the best of starts, or the best place to start in such a one-sided matchup here. 3 rounds rather, looking for 4, because they have another buy round under their wing. But this, I mean, if you would call it a buy round, we've only got 2 utility players. So Dren's even getting aggressive. Flash up, does blind Maus, but he gets away with his life. FaZe can't commit to that. And they a bit preemptive as these players hadn't walked down the stairwell yet. They will still be setting up for this immediate B play, but because of this info that FaZe got, Olaf has rotated all the way around. He's not playing from just back train because he's got a UMP here, not a weapon for this position. Dren's in upper, and they have no split. So even though Devils.one are on the site, they're all contained within the site.
Olaf, how's he still fighting? How's he still going? They finally dealt with him, and Taz, okay, suddenly in with a double. This round is very much flip-flopped back and forth, and now it's Nico alone, wondering where it went oh so wrong, but he might have just caught a timing here. Rallen believes that it's clear, so he's wrapped around onto Taz. Will he be ready for both players being aggressive, though? That is the big question mark here for Nico. Swinging wide, looking for Rallen, and he's found him, so now just one player left to try and overthrow. It's Maus who went aggressive earlier on. Nico on the ladder, but Maus able to hold his own in the 1v1 at Devils.one with a 4th round.
And by the skin of their teeth as well. 3 HP the difference.
Yeah, but as you pointed out, right, they were very much boxed into the bomb site there. So actually a very good turnaround from the Devils side. The second you see Olaf find his double kill, especially considering he was just aggro peeking with the UMP, I thought the round was all said and done. Taz gets a crucial double to facilitate that bomb plant.
Especially when Dren was up in the boxels as well. I mean, not only his presence being a real issue to the backline of Devils.one, who are trying to focus on that connector rotate, but he's got the flank covered. He knows that there's no one watching it, so that could have gotten a whole lot worse for Devils.one. Amazing that they get a round out of it, but Harry, what is happening here? Guardian is just playing with his food here. 3 kills off the scout in just the opening seconds of the round, and Devils.one, this is not how you want to recover off the back of winning the previous rifle. Mani's on the AWP trying to save the day as Deitch is on 8. And I don't know what is going on.
Oh, this is it. The Guardian ace. Deitch 8 HP. He's got to give it up. Got to do the honourable thing here, really, don't you? Oh, never mind. He doesn't give it to him, but it will be a 10th round for FaZe, and that's where Devils.one get a bit punished by the confidence in that low buy that they put into that round. They knew they had the economy of FaZe broken, but they get a bit of a lesson that you can't discount Guardian with the scout.
And even though he's on discount with the scout over the AWP, Harry, he's not stoppable. He's unstoppable, you could even say.
Yeah.
If you want to use that word. Bold. But now we've even got Deitch on the AWP, and that's off the back of having no armor, being the glass cannon. Last round of the half, you want an AWP regardless, so maybe it's your best bet than giving unarmored AK to someone instead. That would be pretty poor. But 10-4 the score.
Not to mention, right, you can kind of just play Deitch now as the man to try and find openers. And if he goes down, you just juggle that AWP back across onto someone else, right, who does have the armor. But there's this 4-man setup here for FaZe, relying heavily on Adren, just holding this B-bomb set on his lonesome. So Devils.one could be walking into this stack. Manish down through Ivy holds some promise, but oh, well, it's all falling apart once again.
Nice flash.
Deitch and Rollin, what can they even do now? It is just Deitch remaining. He has dealt with Guardian. He has a lot more to try and do, though, and nothing comes through. FaZe at 11-4 half. A fantastic CT side start on their opponent's map pick here. 11-4 at the end of the first half. And now the question becomes, Devils.one, do they have what it takes to pull this back over on the CT side? We'll get answers to these questions, Hugo, after the break.
Dancing on my own when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette, that is for
11-4 with the scores on the doors at the end of this first half in favour of FaZe. Obviously, a stellar CT side coming out there, Hugo. And the questions we were asking ourselves is, can the Poles pull it back here in the second half, now moving to the CT side of their map pick?
Harry, I'm going to give you a cliche. Pistol is necessary, if you haven't heard that one before. Yeah, at this scoreline, it's not looking good, but you do have to remember you're facing a team that's hot off the press, just picking up that win in Miami over Liquid, unsurprisingly, considering their tenure as a second-place team. That is a shame. But not for FaZe, who are looking damn good coming into this season of Pro League. Let's see how they can finish this one off, or if they can finish this one off on Devils.one map pick. Execute seems to be the game plan with 3 in pop already and no info from these CTs. Great smokes from FaZe, and I like that they spam this they spam this angle here that Rain's on, because it's so common for a CT to peek over that smoke there. Bomb plant goes down. Rain, unbelievable shot. He's going to double it. Can he get any more? Of course he can. It's Rain. Pistol king here on the A site. He's 22-8, Harry.
Yeah, he's a bit of a gamer, isn't he, Hugo? He loves a frag or 2.
Or 4.
Yeah, or 4 in this case. He's continuing his fantastic showing from Miami. What did he drop against Liquid there? It was like 27 and 4 or something ridiculous. Some horrific combination of numbers that you never want to see, especially not when it's coming out of this man on the screen right now.
Or in a grand final.
Yeah. Certainly not what we expected to see.
On Dust 2, he was 33 and 17.
There we go. That sounds about right.
That's not even reasonable.
And this force buy from Devils.one is one that could come back to punish them here. We need to see some results on the back of this force, and they've already been helped out by NiKo and Guardian.
Well, Chad was saying, you know, is Adren getting cut anytime soon? It's like, yeah, apparently. Maybe by his own teammate up in Maine. That is... That's not how you want to start.
No, you don't have to worry about getting stabbed in the back. It's more shot in the face with these FaZe clan dudes. It's man advantage taken for Devils.one, courtesy of Guardian and NiKo. I think that was just a full team kill, right? I don't think there was really any damage that even came through from Devils.one. So
I don't know what happened there. I really don't. Maybe we can get a replay of that. He just sprayed him in the smoke. I think maybe he didn't know he was already in the smoke, but... Whoops.
RIP to Adren.
It's allowed Devils.one to set up 3 players on the B site, now knowing that FaZe are likely just going to dive in on this anti-force buy, and force buy it is. You've got to watch out for these pistols.
Oh, Taz, good for 1. Dice tries to re-peek on the back of it, but Guardian, quick double, deals with the 2 players up close inside of B. The wraparound from Mowers now could look to do damage, but NiKo and Rain aren't having any of it. And 1 by 1, this Devils.one defense does get dispatched of. FaZe sitting 13-4. They convert that in spite of the team kill onto Adren. We get to see what exactly went wrong.
Okay, so he saw Adren crossing into the left of the smoke, maybe thinking he was running out Olaf, and so he waits a second and spams the right, but he can't see that his teammate was just standing in the smoke. Happens to us all, NiKo. 13-4. Not the end of the world either way. They pick up the round, Harry, and now we have a nade set up from Devils.one, but that's about it. Just nades and pistols. And oh dear, Olaf Meister. Things are getting hot and heavy over in Maine. He's got to get on out, and he will. With 7 points of health, the difference, he survives another day.
Oh, Raid almost saw the head of Ditcher. There we go. But just a stat pad. I was going to say a stat pad round for Rain. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be just one for everyone, because there's frags coming up all across the server right now. Ditcher, he's cut out the pitcher, and Taz left in the 1v4 with a CZ and a bucket full of dreams. I don't know what the proper measurement for dreams is, but buckets probably isn't the right. Right measurement.
How do you quantify a non-physical object? Physical object.
I don't know, mate. That's a good question.
Exactly.
You can't quantify, but you know what you can quantify? The odds of this game. Betway, they're going to lean this one very much in favor of FaZe, and you got to agree, right? I mean, and these have become even more one-sided as the game has gone on.
That's how numbers work.
That is how numbers work.
Some more numbers, 14-4. FaZe only 2 rounds away from closing out this first map in a spectacular fashion, Harry. There has not been one point where Devils.one have seemed in control of this second half.
They are just strapped in for the ride.
Yes.
And that's always terrifying. You've got no control.
And the nuts and bolts are falling loose.
Ooh. Guardian creeping forward, very aggressive with this AWP, and you understand why. They are not ready for the pace set by Guardian with the smoke falling. You could see Rallen anticipated that he had a little bit of time to switch up his position, right? Didn't anticipate the Guardian would just go walking through it, but smokes aren't walls. So that does mean the man advantage secured now for FaZe sitting in this 5-on-4. They throw all this utility into the B bomb site, but it's not the commitment. A dread all the way down. Olaf will actually get dealt with by Rallen. So a 4-on-4 now and a chance for Devils.one to try and recover this round.
And with that lost gunfight, they're going to have time to rotate Maniz over, meaning 3 players will be on A by the time that FaZe commit. If they do commit, it seems to be the case. Olaf is in spawn and Rallen's going to win a second fight. 11 HP and he takes down the full health Olaf. That is a fight that FaZe cannot afford to lose now in a 3-on-4 with 39 seconds on the clock. Got to group up and try and trade their way to a bomb site. No utility to stop them, but that solo Molotov on Rallen. And he won't have any problem having to deal with Ivy this round either, so he's in a very good spot to hold that cross. FaZe, 20 seconds. What do you got for us?
Oh, they're sneaking. They're sneaking. The Molotov does land. And Ditcher tries to peek on the back of it, so the bomb will go down here for the FaZe side with seconds to spare. There's no chance for Devils.one to deny this bomb plant. So it is the 3-on-3 retake. Rallen's already delivered in spades in this round with 2. We need to see a little bit more from him perhaps, but Maniz on the opener might have just done enough. Nico trades him though. Dancing around inside of the bomb site, and Guardian's found another. It is just Rallen left standing. A 1v2 required, and the bomb timer now ticking away, working against him. He's got to pick up the pace. He's back to back with the man in the bomb site, and there's Nico. Feeling just the ghost of Rallen staring over him. FaZe 15-4, and just 5 kills away from taking Devils.one map pick in a very dominant fashion.
And that just shows the experience and skill on this roster as well. 3-on-5 with 20 seconds. They sneak through T-Con, Harry, and win the round. That is, yeah, that's a really well-played round for FaZe, but definitely given up a little bit by Devils.one. As now they sit facing a loss here in their opening game. Quite a dominant one with only a few SMGs, shotguns, and rifles to stop them. Guardian again looking for this T-Con pick. Olaf's pressuring Ivy, and Guardian does find the opener. Mal's going down. One of the few rifles in the Devils.one repertoire being removed. Now Maniz closing the distance. He's actually cleared out main as well, because FaZe have just conceded this position. He doesn't have to go further, but he will, and he'll regret that decision immediately.
Ditcher's at least going to clear out Ivy. But the problem they're going to have, Nico being so aggressive inside of A. He's already snuck all the way through Pop Dog, and no one from Devils.one has any idea that a player could be this deep.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. Nico.
Ooh.
Sneaky. Oh, no. Oh, wee. There we go. Gets the first man and the second to boot. Both players down, and Ivy are gone, courtesy of Nico. The very lengthy wrap from him pulls through, and it's Taz, an auto shotgun. And this would be a clutch for the record books if he gets it done, but it's not looking likely. Rain's position alone should be enough to solidify it, and indeed it will. FaZe Clan take this opening map 16-4, as dominant as ever, Hugo.
Yeah, looking very, very good, showing that, you know, their performance in Blast Miami is here to stay, Harry. They're going to be coming in hot with a first win in